2023, 2223, Route 3, into the base.
Alright, we are back in Friendsim 2. I think I was going to continue on from, I think this is the one from, where we talked to Skyla, so let's go with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you should probably go now.
I want to see what happens
No.
if we stay. This is we're about to have a inspection.
No.
See how terrible this is.
What the fuck do you mean? What the hell is wrong with you?
You've come all this way, and you're not going to leave your friends right now.
I'm pretty sure this is going to end
The
in a
power
game
of
over.
understanding and friendship has gotten you this far. The power of understanding and friendship will see you through. After all, what's this commander but a new friend you haven't met yet?
Don't you fucking understand? This isn't some goddamn joke. These people are serious. The people you knew before on Alternia, they were play acting for the real thing.
The barracks are a flurry of activity around you. Bronze and Olive Bloods are rushing to stow equipment and straighten bedding. Konya has given up on trying to talk to you. Skyla shakes her head.
You have no idea what you're getting yourself into, do you?
From the front of the barracks, there's a loud bang as the door snaps open and you see two figures standing in the doorway. The first one is someone you recognize. Ardata. Your first friend on Alternia. This'll be fine.
Oh.
If she recognizes you, she doesn't show it.
Officer on deck.
All around you, the trolls snap to attention. Next to you, Skyla stands up, and she looks down at you one last time and speaks, her voice urgent.
You need to get out back, now!
Behind Ardata, another troll enters the barracks, and you don't recognize this one. He's tall, and there's something deeply unsettling about the way he carries himself, about the way that he smiles.
Well now, what do we have here?
Oh no, there's something wrong here, something about this doesn't feel right at all. You want to run, but you've found that your legs are being extremely uncooperative right now.
Don't be afraid. Tell me who you are.
No, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't.
Foreshadowing.
The council
Okay.
will see you now.
About what I was expecting.
What's going on? Sylph of Space, you don't remember, do you? You're not sure what she's talking about, but there's a strange, pricking sensation at the back of your mind. You feel like you've been here before, like you've had this same basic conversation. Muse of Light, that's because you have. Muse of Light, several times, as a matter of fact. Then why can't you remember? What's the point of all of this? What's the point of the journey that you're on if you're just going to loop back again and again anyway, even though you don't get to even control it? Your mind races, and there's 100 things flashing in front of you all at once. What happened? Muse of Light, it's not just your individual problems. It's not anyone's individual problems. Muse of Light, Alternia, the Empire, all of it. Muse of Light, it's a system, your friends are caught up in that, and no amount of friendship or kindness will change that. Of course, that's why you're going to help them fight that system. Sylph of Space, I admire your courage, but nothing is guaranteed. The system is bigger than you, especially now that you're just a normal person again. Sylph of Space, normalish, I guess. Sylph of Space, Scratch was right about something, you exist in one branch of many on the river of time. But he was very wrong about the implications of it. Sylph of Space, if you remember just one thing, let it be this. Sylph of Space, you always have a choice, right up until the moment you've made it.
Okay.
Yeah, you should probably go now.
Because right back here.
Yeah, you know what, there's something about this whole situation that feels really not great. Without another word, you quickly rush toward the back entrance to the barracks. Behind you, you can hear the flurry of activity as the Bronze and Olive Bloods rush to stow equipment and fix their bunks. You quickly slip out the back door and lean up against the side of the building. Inside, you can hear the bang of the barracks door slamming open. The next thing you hear makes no sense, a familiar voice. Our data.
Officer on deck.
That is not the voice I would have assumed for our data, but I think it should be pronounced our data, not our data, but whatever.
You have the overwhelming urge to run back into the barracks. You know this person. You can reason with her, maybe explain the situation with Konya's mom? Maybe even talk to her about getting out of the space and getting down to Alternia. But something inside you tells you that this isn't the right course of action. That there's something else going on. There's someone else with her, someone who you don't want to meet just yet. You shiver, and you don't know how you know any of this. Quickly, you head for the parade grounds, away from the barracks, away from the ominous sense of wrongness that keeps creeping in over everything. What was it that Skyla said to you? That they were play acting for the real thing on Alternia? Is that something she said to you? You're getting confused, your head feeling fuzzy, you don't feel so well.
Hey! Hey, you! Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Draw the short straw to go talk to the quartermaster. End up finding this idiot passed out in the middle of the base.
Okay, who's a red blood we know? I remember Fozer. I think there's another, but he's a dude, obviously. The Fozer's the dude with the shovel. Who's a red blood? Can we access the phone? No reds there.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Draw the short
Makes
straw to go
perfect
talk to the
sense to me.
quartermaster, end up finding this idiot passed out. Wait, is that Marsty?
Marsty! Yeah! Crap, I'm kicking myself for not remembering that. I like Marsty. She's cool. Not sure I am really getting this redesign of Marsty, but crap. How could I forget Marsty? I'm meaning to draw some fan art of Marsty even.
That is my name. Congratulations. You've managed to retain a functional understanding of your acquaintances.
Doesn't she mean best friends?
Don't push it. What the hell are you doing here?
Wait a second, you're surprised she actually recognizes you. After all, you only spent a little bit of time together before, and it seemed like she was a lot more interested in making eyes at Folicle than anything else.
Of course I remember you. It's the spindly arms.
Oh, is that really your most memorable trait?
Don't be stupid. Of course not. You're a fucking alien. You honestly thought I'd just forget about that?
I'm still not getting Marsty from this design. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh,
Whatever.
yeah,
Really? What are you doing here?
She's not even wearing gloves.
currently. Hiding from a surprise high blood inspection, you think? You're a little unclear on the specifics, but you feel like it would be a bad idea to hang around the Bronze and Olive barracks.
Well, come on. I'll show you the Rust barracks.
She motions with a hand and you follow after her, keeping close to her in case some other crazy thing happens.
You mind telling me how you even ended up here? I never could figure out what happened to you. Then, I heard something about an alien who got pulled from the cull lists a half cycle ago.
It's kind of a long story. You have a lot of cool alien powers now. Well, you had a lot of cool alien powers, but a different, much less cool alien took them away. That's the short version. You arrive at another set of barracks that's basically identical to the ones that Skyla and Konya live in, except that this one has a bunch of rust bloods milling around, chatting with each other, reading. No one really seems to bat an eye when you show up. A couple of the other soldiers wave to Marsty, who returns the gesture, but they mostly just ignore you.
Yeah, folks around here are good at ignoring weird stuff. It's easier that way. So, I've got a few minutes before I need to take this gravity module controller over to my ship. You mind telling me what's going on with you?
Oh, yeah. That sounds really great, but actually, you were kind of hoping she could tell you about her right now. Marcy scrunches up her mouth and shakes her head quickly.
Hold on a sec here. Gotta do a quick search. This is really getting to me. I mean, nothing against the quality of the art. It's just
yeah.
That
sounds really great, but actually, you were kind of hoping she could tell you about her right now. Marcy scrunches up her mouth and shakes her head quickly.
Alright. Yeah, sure, this will work. So here. I was expecting kind of more angular kind of things, maybe keep the apron and whatnot, but I mean, it's not the worst. I don't know, I'm not critiquing the art, like I said, I'm just critiquing the redesign, which I'm not really sure what to make of that, so. Anyway, I like the old Marcy. Well, the goggles are a bit different too, I think they were. Whatever. They also got rid of, let's see, where's her name? Skyla. So they changed her design too. It was a lot more like Wild Westy, I suppose, in the original one. So yeah, they kind of went away with that, and I think it's almost like they completely tried to undo everything that her character was from the old one. Actually, I've got a picture of the new one there too. Okay. So yeah, by just saying, oh yeah, well she watched too much TV and now she knows better, and it's just like, well, no, she was kind of like a frontiers woman type thing, which seems like tried to get completely away from that, which, whatever. Anyway, this is a fan work, none of it's canon anyway, so I'll stop getting into it.
Oh, yeah. That sounds really great, but actually,
you're just kind of always like
she
this,
could tell you about her
well,
right now.
I'm where I'm supposed to be right now.
Marcy scrunches up her mouth and she looks around the barracks and smiles slightly. There's something sad in it. You mentioned that you've noticed that it's all rust bloods here.
Oh yeah, you're very perceptive.
Thank you. Wait, she was being sarcastic, wasn't she?
Yeah, it's all rust bloods, because we all get pulled for special training after our basic rotation.
She shrugs and doesn't elaborate, as if you're just supposed to know what any of this means. You remind Marcy that you're an alien who knows basically nothing about Alternian culture, much less about the nuances of Alternian military structure.
It'd be easier to just show you, actually. Come on, let's go.
Without another word, Marcy stands up and leads you out of the Rust Blood barracks and back to the airfield. As you're walking, you notice something you didn't before, a large drone, rolling along on treads. So, what's the deal with the drones? Marcy shakes her head.
Don't worry about it, just don't get too close, okay? They might not understand that you're not a threat.
Wow, that's extremely ominous. Before you can properly explain to Marcy just how uncomfortable that particular piece of Alternian trivia makes you feel, she's led you down a row of the sleek-looking aircraft that reparked here.
Well, this one's mine.
Wait, what?
This is my ship. I feel like I was pretty direct about that. What part is still confusing?
Well, the part where she has a ship, for one.
Okay, technically it's mine in that I'm responsible for it and I'm assigned to fly it. I can't just take it out for a spin.
Marcy walks over and puts a hand on the side of the ship, smiling to herself. How did any of this happen? You thought she was mostly about cleaning stuff up, not flying spaceships. Marsty shrugs.
Yeah, that would have been great, but they have drones for cleaning. What they don't have drones for is the precision required for suborbital attack runs. So, here I am, me and the other Rustbloods.
Her tone is almost bitter, resentful. Is this something she wants to talk about?
No, not really. It's not a long story anyway. Conscripted and taken away from anyone or anything I cared about. Sent into the attack pilot training program. Owe the Empire a lifetime of service now. Good news is that the life expectancy of a newly minted pilot specialist is only about 2 sweeps. So it won't be for much longer.
What? But that's horrible. Hasn't she ever considered running away?
Of course I have. And then what? Leave everyone behind in exchange for... what? A guided missile up the exhaust plume and then...
She makes a poof motion with her hands.
At least here I've got people I can trust.
Oh, she means the other pilots and crew, like a family. Marsty squints at you and you have to remind yourself that they don't really have the same concept of family in Alternian society.
I think I understand your meaning well enough.
She sighs and slaps the side of the ship. She sighs and slaps the side of the ship.
Let's go back to the barracks. I don't see the technician around anywhere. I'll have to wait for him to install this part, and I don't feel like standing out here.
Marsty. Doesn't she ever wish she could get away from it all though? Get away from the Empire, away from Alternia, away from, literally everything? Marsty doesn't answer right away. Instead, she looks you up and down and narrows her eyes.
What are you saying, exactly? So I'm clear on this.
See, the thing is, you got some powers. You're getting really used to this whole pitch by now. Had powers, don't have powers, gonna get those sweet powers back any day now. So, does she wanna go home? Hive.
Are you out of your mind? This is the closest I'm getting to being back Hive these days.
Okay, but you can take her to a place where it's just better. You can take her somewhere that she doesn't have to worry about whatever horrible fate is in store for her if she keeps working for the army.
Excuse me, but what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you acting like you can make this decision for me?
Well, see, you're not doing that, it's just, well.
Well, why should I trust you? You disappear for more than 2 sweeps and show up with nothing but wild claims of having some kind of magical powers. Can you see why I might be a little bit skeptical?
Okay, yeah, you do kind of see her point. Marsty sighs and motions for you to follow her. Back in the barracks, Marsty gestures at the soldiers milling around. All of them are dressed in the same rust-colored uniform that she is.
The only reason any of this is worth it is because of these people. Maybe I can't fix things. Maybe this is a horrible position to be in, but at least I can try to keep them safe.
Oh, shit, what she's saying sounds so familiar, and then you realize, she's basically saying the same exact things that you do.
Then you understand why I can't go with you.
Yeah, you actually do understand. While you're in the process of having this intense personal revelation, one of the Rustbloods walks up to Marsty and says something in a voice low enough that you can't really hear it. Marsty nods and turns back to you as the Rustblood walks off.
I've got something to do really quick. If you want to come with, I guess that's fine.
Oh yeah. You're definitely coming with her. Hanging out and being generally helpful is just something you love to do.
Huh. I would have gone with being annoying, but I guess we can work with that.
It takes about 10 minutes for Marsty to lead you to another building, some kind of control tower, you think? It looms up above you, imposingly tall against an environment where everything else seems to be distinctly squat and nondescript. If you had to, You'd guess that this fills basically the same role as an airport control tower back on Earth, controlling flight paths and such. There are, however, a series of what definitely look like missiles positioned nearby.
Oh yeah, they're missiles.
With that fun new piece of terrifying Alternian trivia solidly in your brain, you walk up to the door and stop, turning back toward Marsty. So, what are we doing here?
Well, I need to relieve someone monitoring comms. You can basically do whatever.
The inside of the control tower is humming with activity. Literally humming, the noise of the computers and everything is actually quite loud. All around, trolls are working. You notice that a lot of them are wearing the same rust red that Marsty is.
Yeah, we get assigned to a lot of low-level tech stuff. Not complicated enough to rate a gold blood, I guess.
She shrugs and walks over to an empty console, sits down, and promptly begins to ignore you. Okay, you get it, you can tell when you're not wanted. You're about to turn to politely excuse yourself when a piece of paper catches your eyes. It looks like someone left this here by mistake. For some reason, it seems very important to pick this one specific piece of paper up. Pick up the paper. You struggle to read the words, it's like they're floating in front of you and you can't quite make it out.
Okay, or the Art of Voice is not going to read this. Department of the Alternating Army Project Guardian. For immediate release, attention, all handlers involved in Project Guardian, reprogram status. The Army Advanced Research Project Agency has finished conducting the initial one-sweep evaluation of the first batch of subjects for Project Guardian. Preliminary tests were conducted on satellites 5762A, 606D, and 1111H in cooperation with Alternian Army personnel. Initial findings were promising, suggesting that bonded pairs consisting of a troll handler and their luces would be more effective than a standard soldier in the task, especially for conducting specialized work such as perimeter defense or urban pacification. However, several key flaws began to present themselves during testing, namely, 1. Most lucis troll pairs were unsuitable for combat conditions. Finding a combination of properly equipped partners proved to be extremely difficult. 2. Attempts to bond Luci with new trolls were universally unsuccessful and resulted in a number of fatalities. As such, it is the recommendation of project advisors that the Lucis Troll Handler program be discontinued to focus on enhancements to the drone program. Alternian Army senior staff concur with this assessment. Effective immediately, all operations in Project Guardian are to be ceased and all biological assays to be scheduled for immediate disposal. Uh-oh.
You clutch the paper in your hands, and the realization of what it's saying hits you all at once. This is what Konya was talking about. This is the chance she had to work with her Lucis. This is probably why they wouldn't let her see her mom, because they're getting ready to kill her. You need to go warn Konya. Marsty is occupied with listening to something on a pair of oversized headphones, and no one else seems to much care what you do. You take this as your cue to slide out the door and head back to the barracks. You open the door hesitantly, part of you still worried that you're going to run into Ardata, and whoever was with Ardata before. Instead, you see Skyla and Konya sitting together on a bunk, talking in low voices. Cautiously, you walk up to them and put up a hand in a half wave. "Hey there," you say, very casually, "what's going on?"
What the hell is with you? What were you doing the last hour?
About that, you've got something that Konya needs to see.
Fuck off, we're kinda busy right now.
No. Konya glares at you and begins to stand up. You quickly change tack. "No, you see, this is important. It really can't wait." You reach out and hand her the paper you're still holding, the one you found in the control room. Konya scans the document quickly. You can see her eyes move from top to bottom, then back to the top and down again. As she reads, her face changes, and you think she's starting to understand what she's seeing.
No, you know what? Everyone get the fuck out.
Konya's shout echoes through the barracks. A bunch of very startled trolls quickly dash for the exits. You get the feeling that they're very familiar with just how intense Konya can be. Konya glares directly at you. Is she okay?
Am I okay? Are you fucking serious right now? No, I'm not fucking okay. My mom. They're going to fucking call my mom.
Now, they might still let her go.
You wish you could believe that, but you know what you saw. It wasn't a mistake.
I'm telling you, it's not gonna be like that.
There's no way that she actually believes this. And despite the strong pitch vibes you got off these two, Skyla seems to be kind of acting like Konya's Moiral right now. Konya shrugs her shoulders and growls.
I know what I fucking saw. You don't believe what you're saying. You know it's a bunch of fucking lies.
Skyla doesn't say anything, her shoulders droop and she shakes her head.
I don't know what to think about it.
Save. Save. Close.
Bunch of murdering
They're a
bastards.
bunch of murdering bastards.
You think I don't know that already? You think none of us know that?
Look, no one's gonna wanna even go through with this.
So they'll find someone who will. Stop treating me like a fucking wiggler. Someone who joined the army because of goddamn serial vids. You goddamned grub.
Skyla frowns, but she doesn't say anything. You step outside of the barracks for a second to try to get your thoughts in order. This is a lot more to take in than you expected, and you're still reeling from being shot at and all that.
You got something to say to me?
No, you're pretty sure you'd only end up making things substantially worse somehow.
You talk a lot about how bad the Empire is, don't you?
She snorts at you.
Skylar'd fucking love that, I bet.
Before you can properly respond, Skyla walks out of the barracks, hands on her hips.
Y'all can't just go around doing whatever the fuck you feel like.
Why not? They all do. Fucking high bloods all do. Fucking Empire does.
Because we have to be smarter than that. Because otherwise we'll end up dead.
Without warning, Konya turns and rushes at Skyla. Skyla might be impressively strong and a foot taller than Konya, but the olive blood is a wall of solid muscle. She slams Skyla up against the side of the barracks, baring her teeth and glaring.
Is that what we need to do? Because all I'm hearing is, Connell, let your fucking mom die.
You know that's not what I meant by that.
Right. Just, never mind.
Save. Save. Close.
Close menu. Actually,
Quit game. Load.
let's go back,
Load. It. You don't have to live like this.
Oh, really? And what the hell would you suggest instead? We all join hands and talk about our feelings?
They're just trying to help.
end up in the, same
They need to
spot.
stop trying to help.
You step outside of the barracks for a second to try to get your thoughts in order.
You got...
Yeah.
Say. Load
One more
selected.
time, let's
Loads.
see.
Loads.
Load.
It's going to be okay.
Okay.
How the hell can you say that? What's wrong with you?
I don't think you're really helping right now.
You step outside of the barrack.
Yeah, the same stuff.
Save.
I think the
Save slot 4. Load. Loads. Load.
best
Loads.
option was...
You don't have to live like this. They're a bunch of murdering bastards. You don't have to live like this.
Oh, really? And
Save.
This.
Save.
Need to focus on getting out.
We need to focus on getting out of here. Konya glares at you pointedly.
I'm not going anywhere without my mom.
Well, okay, that's a really good point. How about? Why don't we go rescue Konya's Lucis? The two trolls stare at you for what feels like a full minute, and finally, a huge grin breaks out on Konya's face.
Oh, hell, yes! Now you're finally making some sense.
She looks absolutely furious right now, completely livid and ready to go punch a hole through the first person who gets in her way. Now that you mention it, maybe this wasn't the best idea ever.
Let's fucking go!
She's already walking in the direction of the Lucis kennels. You feel a little bit weird using that word for creatures that seem to be completely sentient, but you're not sure what else to call it. The word prison springs to mind.
Stop!
Skyla's starting to shake.
We can't just go in there and grab her. What are you gonna do when they sound the alarm? What's your big plan for surviving this?
It doesn't look like Konya gave that much thought. She shrugs and growls, but she doesn't keep moving.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Do you have any idea what you're doing?
We could do it. If you're actually serious. We could go rescue her. I'm getting my mom back. You want to help? Fine. If not, fuck off.
Skyla stops, and you can see the struggle on her face. She doesn't think this is going to work, but she isn't about to let Konya walk into this alone. You can see it in her eyes the moment where she makes the decision.
Okay, fine.
You'll grab your coat. Oh wait, you don't have a coat. You'll be right there.
No.
Skyla turns and presses something into your hands. It kind of looks like a walkie-talkie, but a lot more alive looking.
You're gonna stay right here in the barracks and talk to us on this thing. No way in hell you're coming with us.
Aw, but you're so generally useful. Skyla hits you with a withering glare. Okay, fine, you guess so. There's a few other trolls in the barracks, but honestly they seem to mostly be ignoring you. That's probably for the best. You hear the sound of the grub walkie-talkie thing crackle to life.
You there, Nook Breath?
You are, in fact, here. You don't want to comment on your breath though. It's been at least a couple days since you've had access to a toothbrush.
Good. We're going around behind the holding area. There's a restricted area we can sneak through.
That sounds potentially bad.
Once we start this, ain't no going back. Y'all sure you want to do this?
Well, not REA.
Hell yeah.
Well, looks like this is what you're doing now. You settle in against one of the bunks and try very hard to make yourself look as innocuous as possible. Life.
So yeah, we're good. Just gotta get through to where they've got Mom. Gonna tear shit up.
Life. Nice. Dope. Tight. Cool. Life. Those are all definitely hip, awesome things you say normally and not when you're stressed. You're definitely not pacing back and forth inside of the barracks. You'd be biting your nails too, if you had any. Life. Probably worth noting that Skyla and Konya can both attack using the right mouse button. Life. Or the X key on the keyboard if you're using a Mac, you suppose. Life. Move by clicking the left mouse and dragging, or using the arrow keys. Attack with the right mouse or X key, Skyla and Konya only. Life.
Okay.
Save.
it here.
Save slot 6. Save.
I'm probably gonna be
Gallery.
going back and
Close.
trying
Live.
to again. There's an attack animation, certainly. Yeah, come here.
Life. There's a blast door blocking the way forward.
God damn it. Fucking door.
Maybe we can find a switch somewhere?
Life.
Bam. Take his gun. Don't be an idiot. Yeah, sure. Kill these dudes or something through here. Yarg.
The council will see you now. Try again.
Try
Live.
again.
So yeah, just gotta get through to where they're gonna tear shit.
Live. Those are all definitely hip. Awesome. Live. Live. Or live.
Damn. This is even worse.
I'd be willing to bet the whole damn farm that switch over there means something.
Live. Cone grabs the switch and pulls down. It settles in with a loud live.
Looks like we finally got the stupid thing open. Don't worry, Mom. I'm
Oh, crap.
The council will see.
Yeah,
Try again. Live.
So yeah, just gotta get through to where they're gonna tear shit.
Live.
What, is there any other...
Friendsim 2 generally MG Friendship Simulator. Close. Live.
Yeah. Crap.
The council will see you now. Try again. Save. Option selected. Store. Easy. Accessibility. Try again. Live.
So yeah, we're just gotta get through to where they're gonna tear shit.
Live. Those are live.
What was
Live.
the health decreased? Oh, I said it's an easy, not hard. Come on.
I'd be willing to bet the whole damn farm.
Live. Live.
Don't worry.
Okay, this one I can get through without getting hit, I think.
Hell yeah.
Let's see next thing. Bam.
Looks like your Lucis is right down this way.
Hang on, Mom. I'm coming to get you.
Like her with their comedic boxing gloves. Oh, come on.
The council will try again. Live.
Not really very... Okay. I guess there's a switch over here. Oh, and I only start with like 1 hit point. What? Alright, whatever.
I'm getting tired of having this conversation. I have other business to attend to, and this bores me.
Of course, sir. I'm sorry.
I don't require your apology, only your explanation.
The last team sent to the relay station didn't find anything, sir.
And yet, the problem remains. I have a shuttle waiting, and I don't have the time to grub sit you.
I'll check on it personally, sir.
That would be wise, Captain Carmilla.
Live. What's going on? What happened?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. We've got work to do.
Live.
Okay, I'm kind of thinking maybe I accidentally botched something by how I changed this. Yeah, the controls are, not great, but they're functional. Come on. Punch. Why these guys look like just guys and not actual Arturnian trolls?
Okay, we're all set here.
Alright, let's see what the message
Skyla.
are.
Selected. Skyla. Okay, we're all set here. 2 at...
Huh. Okay, nothing really from her.
Selected.
Office. Not gonna lie, that whole slant or be called thing was stupid AF. The whole thing was rigged anyway. Okay,
Selected.
Skyla. Honestly,
Skyla.
I'm getting to live my
Skyla.
dream right now.
Okay,
So glad I joined
we're
the
all
army.
set here at Country Dive. Selected. Skyla. Okay, we're all set here. When Konya comes on the radio, she sounds positively overjoyed.
We cleaned out all the guards. Not gonna give you any trouble.
Okay, that has a certain ominous connotation to it, given your previous experiences with Konya and her general way of doing things. You mentally prepare yourself to see a shitload of blood.
Are you coming or not? Stop being such a wiggler about all of this. It's just a little bit of blood.
Okay, yeah, that's more than a little bit stomach churning to consider. Well, you made a promise. The things that you do for friendship. Everyone on the base is still pretty much ignoring you, but they're starting to give you dirty looks as you walk past. But also, no one's shooting at you, this time, and there are no alarms being sounded, so you guess that Skyla and Konya were able to make it through to where Konya's mom was without anyone noticing. Well, anyone who's still alive, anyway.
Okay, y'all need to come to the back of where they have the loose eye. Head straight back to the parade grounds and keep going. You'll know which way to go.
You walk along the route that Skyla indicates until, oh shit, yeah, she wasn't kidding. There's a bunch of guards lying on the ground, and while part of you hopes that they're only unconscious, you're pretty sure that they're all super dead. Not that you necessarily didn't understand what you were getting into with Konya involved, but it's still a little bit unsettling how quickly she just kinda tears through things.
You found the way?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's not really all that hard, you explain. No big deal, just follow the trail of bodies. You really don't remember there being quite so many bodies the last time you were doing this kind of thing. A few, of course, you gotta have some bodies, after all. But this is getting out of hand. Okay, cool, just about done with all of this. You can see Konya and Skyla up ahead, talking softly to each other.
I'm telling you, I did what I could on the locks. The rest is up to her.
Don't see her anywhere.
Konya seems uncharacteristically worried. Geez, this whole Lucis thing is affecting her a lot more than you thought it would.
Don't worry about it. She's got this.
From somewhere behind you, you hear the sound of a low, guttural growling noise, the kind made by a medium to large animal with lots of teeth. This is, given your previous experiences with the general state of most Alternian fauna, and, for that matter, some of the flora, probably not a good thing. Ahead of you, Skyla and Konya seem not to even notice, still wrapped up in trying to figure out, whatever it is. You turn slowly to see what's making the noise. Standing low to the ground, you see the angriest, meanest looking weasel you've ever seen in your life. You think it's a weasel. Or a ferret. It kind of resembles Tagora's Lucis, but a little bit larger and a lot bit angrier. Oh god, those are a lot of teeth. Careful now, don't move. Their vision is based on movement. You're pretty sure that's a thing you've read in a science book somewhere. Slowly, you put your hands up and begin to back away. There's something vaguely familiar about this creature, probably something from that science book you. Without warning, the creature bounds forward, and you instinctively shut your eyes and put up your flimsy arms in a vain attempt to. Wait a minute.
Mom!
You are distinctly not dead.
You got out!
You open your eyes and turn to see what's happening. Konya's bent over on one knee, a massive, fanged grin plastered across her face. She's got her arms around the weird death rodent. Are weasels rodents? You remind yourself to look that up if you ever get back home, and she's rocking back and forth.
I'm so glad! You got away and everything!
Wait a minute. Of course. You get it now, you know why this animal seems so familiar. And she's Konya's mom. And didn't Konya used to have those claws? Of course. This must be Wolverinum. Konya blinks at you, and you realize that you're talking out loud again.
Yes, this is my mom. Why? Something about that a problem?
No, you quickly and very politely reassure her. It sucks that she doesn't have her weird hand-glove claws anymore. That would really complete the whole Wolverine look. They have him here on this planet, right? Troll Wolverine? Trollverini.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Never mind, you say nervously. Wolverinum. No further significance behind that whatsoever. Konya doesn't seem to care one way or the other about what you're on about right now, so you wisely decide to drop the issue entirely. Trollverini. That's probably what they call him here. Yeah, that makes sense. Konya shrugs and walks off to the side to where her Lucis is still turning circles in the middle of the floor, and Skyla leans in to look at you, her expression cool.
Well, when you're done having a moment, we really need to get going. The fact that we just killed a dozen guards ain't gonna go unnoticed.
Oh yeah, that. She's got a point. Well, good thing about that is that you've got a plan. Skyla eyes you skeptically, but she doesn't interrupt.
Save here.
File page. Save slot. Save. File.
Go back
Load.
here.
Load slot 5.
Maybe try
Sunday, May 7th, 2023. Load. Load slot 5.
Try different. Need to focus on
Maybe there's another option.
Like what? What are you even talking about?
Well, okay, that's a really good point. How about? Why? The two trolls.
Okay.
Load.
Load again.
Load slot.
It's just gonna send me the same thing. We need to focus on dealing with the army.
Skyla frowns and shakes her head.
You say that like it's the easiest thing in the world. You maybe want to rethink that one?
Well, okay, that's a really good point. How about?
Yep.
Load. File. Load slot. Load. Loading will. Loads.
Yep.
You know.
Alright. And we will,
You know how. You.
I don't know. I feel like I'm close to the end of the chapter, so...
You know how to
Keep
escape
going.
Alternia. Konya's still too busy reuniting with her Lucis to pay you much attention, but Skyla keeps that level gaze on you. You don't remember her being this intense the last time you met.
You're serious? Escape as in get off this damn satellite?
More like escape as in get out of this entire universe. No more Empire, no more Empress, no more army. You're already mentally mapping which friends Skyla would get along with. Maybe Jade? She's just turning 18 back on Earth and maybe she could use a role model who's been through some of the same stuff. But no, wait, this isn't the time to be planning out your upcoming friendship-based shenanigans, this is the time to be convincing her to leave with you.
No.
Wait, just like that. She's not even going to listen to the plan you're already busy concocting in your brain? You've got a really, really good brain.
I'm sure you do, but the answer's still no.
But, why?
Look, I know you've probably got some big idea of what's going on here. You probably got us all figured out by now, right?
Okay, fine. Fine, you can't make them do anything, but she does know that she can't just stay here, right? Eventually someone's going to notice the trail of destruction leading into the holding facility.
What are you bulge eaters talking about? Probably something stupid.
Our friend here wants us to run away with them. Before you say anything, I know we can't just hang out here. I'm thinking on it, okay?
What are you thinking about? Let's break out of here.
You quickly point out that while, yes, that was what you were implying earlier, you're not actually sure how you would go about doing that. Like, mechanically speaking, you're not sure how to escape from this base in a way that doesn't end up in everyone being killed.
Steal a fucking ship. They've got all these ships the Rusties learned to pilot just sitting around.
You assume the ships she's talking about are the ones you saw lined up in that airfield earlier, like the one Marsty has.
Yeah, attack ships. They pull a lot of Rustbloods to train on them, likely just to end up as aerial cannon fodder as anything else.
She frowns, and once more you can see the thought as it forms.
But that might be our best bet.
Hell yes. Let's do it.
Nearby, Konya's Lucis makes a high-pitched squeak and turns in a circle, tail wagging excitedly. Do Wolverines typically do that? You're really not sure, there's so many Wolverine facts that you don't know.
Fine. Except it's not that simple. There's a control tower that monitors outgoing traffic. If we try to take a ship, they'll blast us before we can lift off.
I can take care of that.
She grins broadly and you feel a little twist in your stomach. Fortunately, Skyla shakes her head.
I'll go check out the control tower. You go to the airfield and see if there's a ship ready to take off that isn't being watched too closely.
Save slot, save, load.
There.
Loads, load, loads, you know how to hurt the Empire. Konya's still busy reuniting with her Wolverinum, but Skyla looks you over closely, her expression difficult to read.
Are you saying what I think you're saying? You're talking about joining the rebels.
Joining the rebels, dismantling the Empire, blowing stuff up, it's all good, really.
You think I'm simple? You think I don't understand the nuance there?
No. That's not what you're trying to imply at all. Skyla shrugs and shakes her head.
You know what? It doesn't matter. The answer is no.
Wait, what?
I said no, you fucking heard me!
Just like that? You were sure that Skyla was leaning towards maybe burning this shit down. At least a little bit. Skyla laughs at you.
You really don't get it, do you? Think you got us all figured out even after everything you've seen?
Okay, fine. Fine, you can't make them do anything, but she does know that she can't just stay here, right? Eventually.
What are you bulge eaters talking?
Our friend here doesn't have a fucking clue what they're doing. Before you say anything, I know we can't.
What are you thinking about? Let's break out of.
You quickly point out that while, yes, that was what you were implying earlier, you're not actually sure how you would go about doing that. Quit game.
Okay, it just kind of
save.
leads to the same thing. And I think I actually will call
Load
it here.
slot
There's
2,
probably
Sunday, May 7,
we haven't
2020, load.
Because we haven't even run across Ardata yet, and I assume we'll have to, deal with her, and there's also the Marsty thread that hasn't been completed yet, so we'll probably get it all into that next time. I'm a little disappointed with what they did with Skyla and Marsty's characters, but I mean, whatever. It is what it is, but those were two of my faves, but there we go. Although Ardata is one of my faves too, so we'll see what goes on with her. So anyway, till next time, later.
Close menu. You quickly point out that while save, quit, main, save, yes, volume 11.